Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boxing Unlimited here once again, and today we're going to do a video on the fight coming up on the 21st of December between Moses Itauma and Demsey Mckean. Demsey is an Australian. Mckean is from Australia, and Moses Itauma is from Britain, isn't it? So this fight is going to be a bumper fight. It's going to be a serious fight. All we're going to say, we'll say by in no particular times, we'll tell you what is going to happen in this fight, who wins if the fight on the 21st of December. This fight is going to be really the biggest test of Moses Itauma's career. Whether he's going to handle it the way he's handled his other fights is going to be a big question. It's $1 million question. Mckean comes with experience. The only blemish he has in his 23 fights is a loss to Higovic, and it was a stoppage loss. The question we ask here again is whether fatigue is going to be a problem for him, because he's not been fighting all the while. Whether rustiness will be an issue for Mckean. Having said that, I want to say here in no particular order that Moses Itauma is a worry for any person in the heavyweight division, no doubt about that. Yeah, this stems from the fact that he's been sparing world champions, spared Tyson Fury, spared Joshua, and a whole lot of other fighters who were champions. So, and most of them didn't have it easy in sparring with him. But sparring is sparring. The main fight is the main fight itself. Itauma, from all indications, can fight. Can bang. He's got venom in his punches, no doubt about that. For you to win Itauma, you need to push him back, put him on the back foot, and see if you can rock him with your haymakers, or right combos. But Itauma his head movement is proper. For his age at 19 years, he's a wonder. He's a worry for all heavyweight division. Everybody in the heavyweight division should take notice of this guy. He's not just have 10 fights, but he has a peculiar way of fighting. He makes himself small to hit. And you can't hit him flush. His head movement is good. His work rate is good. His stance is southpaw. And that other side, we're asking a question whether whether the southpaw stance will be a problem for Mckean in this fight. Mckean is undefeated until he met Higovic, which was about his biggest test. But I saw something in Mckean when they were having their face-to-face interview. And I saw that Mckean probably underestimates Moses Itauma. Any boxer that underestimates Itauma will do that on his own peril, because Itauma is a proper talent. Having said that, I would say that his punches as well is bang on. He's got venom in his punches, and he can throw volume and variety of punches. Okay, he can come through the body because he fights small at the height of 6'4", and he's an intelligent boxer. And the experience he had sparring with former world champions and world champions, he's immaculate. He's going to make him. He has more experience than the number of fights he's had. And if any person takes him for granted, especially Mckean in this fight, because I saw his attitude, I think he underrates him, and he's asking me a lot of questions about who has he fought. If he's not careful, it's going to be an early end to the fight for him. If he comes with that, bravado, that look, this guy is 19 years, has never fought anybody, he's never fought at my level, and stuff like that, it's going to be a real problem. Because Itauma is a handful, no doubt about that. He can punch, but I do not know whether he can take a punch as well. Because you say something about people that take punches are punching bags, that he's not ready to do that. And the biggest question we ask is, since he's not gone far to the 12th round before, is he going to be a worry? Is fatigue going to be a worry for him towards the late end of the fight? We will see in the fight proper on the 21st of December. Having said that, I will also say that Itauma is a real talent. He's been to the good amateur, and the people are already comparing him with the young Tyson, whether he's going to break the record of 20 years before he becomes the heavyweight champion, or break the record of Mike Tyson. I don't think that is really necessary in the world of today in boxing, because boxing today have taken another turn. There's so much politics in boxing now that if they're matching very well and matching fast, because he's young and 19 years, he might come close to that, but I don't think he can make it, because at this point in time in Mike Tyson's career, he's already fought up to more than 20 fights, but Itauma just had 10 fights, 8 by knockout, 2 by decision. Having said this, I'll have to be honest with you. The heavyweight division will have to be very careful. All the heavyweights have to be very careful with this boxer we call the Itauma. He's not really popular all over the world yet, but he's making statements as he comes over. It's not going to be a walk in the park for Mckean. Mckean looks a little bit of a confidence, which I think he will pay for if he's like that. He has to be very careful with Itauma, because Itauma is a proper talent. He's good. He can punch. He can evade punches. He can take the sting out of punches as well. So having said this, I have to be honest with you. Itauma is going to be a problem for Mckean on the 21st of December. We will see what will happen. It's $1 million question at the moment. Having said that, I'll have to be honest with you. Itauma is a good boxer, and anything can happen in this fight. And I'll tell you the truth. This fight, we do not know how Mckean is after his loss to Hrgovic. It was a TKO loss to Hrgovic. We don't know how he is psychologically and physically. He's been out in the ring for a while. He's taking a layoff. Whether it's going to be a question in this fight is something we don't know yet. But we feel that Mckean's absence and rustiness will come to bear in their fight. In their fight with Moses Itauma. Itauma is a celebrated amateur, no doubt about that. He's a good boxer. He's undefeated in 10 fights, but he's really underrated, or is he overhyped? That is the question. And that is what Mckean is going to show. He's going to fight against, because in their face-to-face interview, he said he keep asking him, who have you fought? Who have you fought? It doesn't matter who you have been to, who you have been in a fight with. But what really matters is your tactics, your style, and your temperament during the fight, psychologically and physically. And that thing, Itauma might surprise Mckean. He will surprise Mckean from all indications. I think this fight is not going to last the distance. I have to be honest with you. It's more like a 50-50 fight now. Well, you can't take anything out from Mckean. Mckean is a good fighter. He's gone undefeated in 22 fights. You know, he's only have one blemish in his career by Hrgovic. And he can move as well as he can bang as well. But if he makes the mistake of mixing it up with Moses Itauma in the early rounds, he might be caught cold, because Itauma is heavy-handed and is a very good boxer, defensively and offensively. He's good. But whether he's going to carry that to the fight on the 21st of December is going to be a big question. As I said before, every person fighting in the heavyweight division will have to be very careful of Itauma, because it's a surprise package. I hope we will fulfill that. But I believe from the way I see him fight and from the way he talks, no bravado, he's humble, he's cool, you know. He's got head movements. He's got blistering right, fast hands, and he's got venom in his punches as well. So Mckean has to be very careful. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I believe that in this fight, it's going to end. It's not going to last the distance. Why do I say so? Why do I say it's not going to last in the distance with Mckean? Moses Itauma has got venom in his punches. He can move. He can take the sting out of punches. He can bang as well. His southpaw stance is a worry for everybody in the heavyweight division. No doubt about that. I think with a win against Mckean, he will be putting everybody in the heavyweight division on notice. Let us see what will happen in the fight. We do not know yet. But we are backing Itauma to finish Mckean in this fight. I know it's a big ask, but I think this fight is not going to go the distance, as I said. And whoever is going to win in this fight wants that to come from everything he's got, physically, psychologically, and mentally. Itauma has been a busy fighter since he's had only 2 points decision fights where he won. And if you look at those fights, you see that if he had lasted more than those rounds, more than 6 rounds, he would have won by KO. He's a KO master, but he can box, and his movement is superb. In and out, and then he banks a lot. He banks with both hands, both right and left. Is very strong, even though he's a southpaw. He's got venom in both left and right. Having said this, I would say that Itauma, to me, is a surprise package in the heavyweight division, and everybody coming to fight him will have to be very careful. In this fight proper with Vs.Demsey Mckean, I think he wins this fight by TKO. The referee is going to stop this fight before the end of the fight, because Mckean is coming out from a defeat. We do not know how he feels psychologically, mentally, and physically, because he's after that defeat, he's taking a layoff. He's been out of the. Then the second question again is Mckean's rustiness is going to be an issue. If Moses Itauma comes out first and starts from the body, because that is the way he fights, from the body up to the head and come back to the body again. But he has to be consistent on the body, because Mckean has not been tested in those areas. We saw him with Hirovic finished him towards the end of the fight, and fatigue was an issue for him. And with the layoff he's had and the rustiness, will fatigue repeat itself again in his fight with Itauma? That is a big question, actually. But it's $1 million question. Because if Itauma comes with that pressure that he comes with, can he withstand it? That is another question as well. So for we here, we feel Itauma wins this fight by TKO. We do not know the rounds, because Itauma is blistering hand speed, and the venom in his punches are so wicked. Let us see what happens in this fight. It's going to be a proper tear-up. Whoever is going to win will rise as well and start challenging. I think if Itauma crosses this part, he should, come to the top 10 fights, the top 10 fighters, and challenge himself there. Because I believe he's got so much experience from the, from the sparring he's done with past champions and champions. Tyson Fury had a good word to say about him, that he's going to be the new heavyweight division champion when he retires. But we do not know this. These are mere statements. And but we're looking up to the fight, and we think Itauma has a chance. Mckean has a chance, depending on his style, because styles make fight. But we also say that one punch can change the whole complexion of the fight. We know all these things, and especially in the heavyweight division, where these guys are big bangers. Itauma is celebrated amateur fight. He's won titles in the amateur division. And Mckean is had more fights, 22 fights, 23, 1 loss. The only blemish by Hirovic, we said that before. But in this fight proper, we're really wondering what's going to happen. And we've told you that with that missing was that Itauma beats Mckean, the TKO in this fight. It's a stoppage fight, even though it's a 50-50 fight as I look at it. And but it's going to show who that is. It's going to show who Mckean, who Moses Itauma is. The public will notice him. The world will notice him, because the fight is coming in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and that he's fought there before. But this fight is going to be a heavy fight and a good one. And let us see who wins. We believe Itauma carries the day by TKO. Our time is up. We would love you to subscribe to this channel to make the channel grow. Please do us a favor, make comments as well, and click the like button. We're done here today, and we'll say thank you and God bless. Bye.